a label on it, even if it doesn't change the circumstance. Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. I'm glad to see everybody on Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Monday. Happy second day of Black History Month. Yes, we will celebrate that all year, every day, especially during February. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on my live. And as always, Team Replay, I appreciate you. I thank you very much. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. Everything said in this video, of course, is going to be my opinion. And I'm sure there'll be opposite opinions because we'll be speaking of the married to medicine ladies, the doctors, the nurse practitioners, and we know how that goes. Everyone has their own opinion on those ladies because there's some strong personalities over there and they inspire strong reactions. And we are still on the girls trip, so we know how that goes. Welcome in, dear Yvette. Welcome in so much. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining me during the live. That means a lot when you make time to come in during the live. And thank you. Thank you so much. And let's see. I can take that down. All right. So thank you. We're going to start out again. We're still on the girls trip. We are still down in Mira Del Mar with the ladies. This is Dr. Contessa's trip. And it's actually going pretty great for now. But we just had, as Toya called it, a hurricane blow in, which is otherwise known as Dr. Heavenly. That is the dentist from Atlanta. She pretended that she wasn't coming. Daddy, I'm not coming. That's the last we heard of her. And then now, well, I celebrated my husband's birthday. My man had a birthday. That's why she stayed back. And then she figured she would just come on because Quad, of all people, is calling her, telling her that Simone is down in Miramar, Florida, telling lies on her. They see the situation differently. Production actually keeps showing us what happened. And I agree with Simone as far as what happened. Dr. Heavenly did have her arm around Dr. Simone's shoulder, unsolicited, for a picture. Dr. Jackie was the other person in the picture. When production showed this the second or third time, I saw Dr. Mimi directly in the background, close enough to see the whole scenario. So that's going to give us a different light and insight into what Dr. Mimi does later and some of her actions, because she's in the background. She's like, she wants no parts. But Heavenly had her heavy arm on Simone's shoulder. Simone said, I don't want to take a fake a picture with you. Get your hand off me. Moved her arm. Dr. Heavenly has alternately said that Dr. Simone either pushed her or hit her. She has consistently said Simone is aggressive, hostile, and she doesn't feel safe around Simone. Yet here she is on the girls trip. So that's just the backdrop because we're now on part 2. So thank you so much. Welcome in, come in, have a seat, join me, give your opinion. I read comments, I interact and engage with the comments. And happy Monday, everyone. If you are snowed in, happy Monday to you. If you're not, if you're in an area that didn't even get it, I hope you have a happy Monday anyway. All right, thank you for coming in. So next we have Heavenly is still saying Simone said, get the F off, which I didn't hear Simone. Simone's liberal with her language. She sprinkles a lot of seasoning, otherwise known as cursing, into her language. I didn't hear her say that. She said fake a picture, excuse me. But I didn't hear her say, get your effing hands off me. She didn't go full Denzel, any of that. She didn't. So we get the vignettes that we usually get. I still love these. They're on vacation. The ladies call home to check in at home. And we get basically daddy daycares going on in Atlanta. We have Avery and Ashton, otherwise known as the 2A names, Dr. Eugene's 13-year-old and 15-year-old, and Toya's gorgeous sons. I love these two. They are so funny. Eugene's kind of, he wants to know. He's always checking in. He's very socially and emotionally mature. There are things I really, really like about Dr. Eugene. But he wants to know from his sons, you know, you learned enough, or you getting enough from me? Does my travel really bother you? They're like, no, they don't care. They're doing something. I don't know what that was. They're all creative. They cook. Dr. Eugene has them. They're basically mini chefs in there. They catered a party when Toya did her Birkin bag shower. One of the ones catered that. I think it was Ashton. So they are very talented. They were doing some kind of, I can't remember the name of it. I didn't write it down, but it was something creative. And Dr. Eugene was working with them. We see the scenes might be out of order, but I'll just give you the different vignettes. Dr. Scott and his daddy daycare, they have preteens and also teen daughters. We just heard that one of them is getting into pageants. We know what a high achiever Dr. Contessa is, so I expect no less from her children. At the very less, the pressure is going to be there. And there's a mini Dr. Contessa that Dr. Scott seems a little partial to. The other one accused her of lying, and Dr. Scott's like, I don't see nothing. Okay, Dr. Scott. Cecil arrives to a clean condo. Miles is still looking confused. That's the older one that sympathizes a little bit to Simone, but he is kind of in league with his father and his brother. That's the one I call Simone Jr. or Mini Simone. Cecil comes up like he's in a frat house. He really admires these boys and their lifestyle. And I think he's telling them, your mom and I argue 75% of the time over y'all. Miles looking confused, and Mini Simone, Dr. Simone Jr., is just looking annoyed. But he seems to find it hilarious. You really think that's funny that your mom's so tired? And y'all, let me just skip by this. The condo did look a lot better. So Cecil, are you and Simone now paying for maid service? Or did they finally start cleaning up? Steve, Savannah, and Stevie are having a time. Stevie kind of move his little hands. It looked like a hug or something. I don't know, little Stevie. The little hug turned to pinches, but Savannah's reaction, she was getting ready to pinch and windmill back. So Steve had to break that up. And Mimi, is everything going okay? How's it going with Stevie? He said, we ended up with office camp. So that means that Stevie did not make it to his day camp one day. And as we know, when there is any type of change to a schedule for, they say he's on the spectrum. They've shared that with us this season. Any type change to his schedule sometimes causes him to be a little out of balance. So we didn't get details, but he ended up in the office with Steve rather than his daycare. So make of that what you will. Down in Miramar, Florida, we show the ladies. They are dressing for a dinner with the chef. Dr. Jackie is between a rock and a hard place. She's trying to go between Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly, both of whom are my friends. Now, I don't see the closeness in her and Dr. Simone. I'm glad the ice thawed a little bit because it was hard watching them when they were no longer friends. And their friendship changed to me because of Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Simone, sometimes rightly, feels like Dr. Jackie will not correct Dr. Simone. The boys are spoiled. I know this has to be Dr. Simone and Cecil's boys, absolutely. And they're older than Avery and Ashton, Toya and Eugene's sons, and they are spoiled. And I don't like to do a comparison, but it's on the screen for us to see, and it's a trip. So Dr. Jackie's trying to mediate between Simone and Dr. Heavenly. Yeah, Dr. Jackie has two faces. She does. I agree with Dear Yvette. Simone's in the right here. Production zooms in on this chef. He's not wearing gloves, but he appears to have, y'all, his hands looked a little overworked. And I'm not going to say open cuts, but I just saw things I didn't like. And if I saw him preparing that food, I don't think I could have eaten it. This is Dr. Contessa's choice of chef. So he's literally tossing salad with bare hands, doing something what he's calling them Wu-Tang Wangs. He's from Atlanta. He introduces himself to the ladies later. Simone comes down. She's being pretty quiet because she's concerned about Dr. Heavenly provoking her. Dr. Heavenly came in and didn't speak. So Dr. Simone ended up saying, if she's gonna stay over there and continue to pretend she don't see me, I can be cordial. But she doesn't want to be drawn into a conversation. Dr. Jackie wants the conversation, even though David says Dr. Jackie has two faces. To me, Dr. Jackie's not an honest broker to mediate between the two of them. Dr. Mimi is trying to put herself in a Dr. Jackie role. That's her team. Dr. Jackie hasn't been present on the teams. She's trying to be in the middle, but the fence sitting doesn't really work when somebody is wrong. Dr. Heavenly has clearly lied. Dr. Simone didn't touch her in a violent manner. Her arm was on her and she swiped it off, which you have every right to do. You don't get to just touch someone because you want to take a picture. So Dr. Contessa gets the chef to introduce himself and the food. We got the Wu-Tang Wangs because he said it's all mixed up with everything. You know, the Wu-Tang Clan, so it's based on them. He's from Atlanta, and Angel and into it, they start doing is that slide or whatever the Atlanta people love to do. Contessa asked Heavenly, so why are you late? You didn't want to ride on the plane with Dr. Simone? And Dr. Heavenly said, I had a lot of stuff going on. And Dr. Contessa didn't let it go. So you didn't want to ride on the plane with Simone. Toya mutters, or stay in the house. Now, Toya, we didn't ask you this. Toya is consistently through this episode, she's going to be the little canary in coal, just giving her little opinion. And it bothers some more than others, Dr. Mimi mainly. So the teams are in effect. And Dr. Mimi she's going to be laser on Toya. Every time Toya says something, Dr. Mimi is going to say, I don't want you to interject. Dr. Mimi, I don't know who you think you are. You didn't even get away with talking like this to Brandy, who's a rookie. So you know Toya's not going for it at all. Dear Yvette says, Dr. Mimi, I'm not sure about her. What she did to Sweet Tea is so unkind. Yes, dear Yvette, that's why I came in looking at Dr. Mimi sideways. I feel like she came in as a friend of, so she was like trying to maneuver, and she ended up maneuvering right into one of the, Paige and Dr. Mimi, which I'm proud of her. I'm glad to see her and Steve on the show. They really belong, because I'm glad they're sharing the Savannah, the Stevie Jr., that whole storyline. So I think that is really good. But I think Dr. Mimi, as she said herself, I'm Team Mimi. So she is Team Mimi. I wouldn't really trust her. Simone activates. She kind of says, if I'm quiet, if she's quiet, I'm quiet. But if she talks, I'm talking. You remember she said that about the reunion? So we're going through this again. Toya is questioning, why did Heavenly want a picture if y'all aren't friends? Dr. Heavenly, I'm not going to do this. Dr. Heavenly gets up and walks out. So Dr. Heavenly is in a confessional talking about, it's Simone's word against mine. Not quite Dr. Heavenly. There were other people there that saw what happened. And then we've got Simone in her confession says, roll the beautiful bead footage, which they do. And we see Dr. Heavenly with her heavy arm on Dr. Simone's shoulder, who swipes it off. I'm not taking a fake A picture with you. I didn't hear any MF bombs or none of that, which is what Dr. Heavenly's saying. So the teams move outside it was going to be a private argument, but they were still eating dinner. It was funny. The chef was approaching them while they were eating chicken or fish. We see Mimi get fish. And then other than that, they had to move this outside. So Brandy wants Heavenly to admit, will you admit that certain words are kind of designed, they can be a little dangerous if you use them, like hostile, aggressive. And Dr. Heavenly said, well, she was aggressive. She was hostile. Now, Dr. Heavenly, in all fairness, in the past, I have seen her aggressive. I have seen her hostile. Does Dr. Heavenly fight? No, she does not. Her words are aggressive and hostile. And then Dr. Contessa has to be fair. She was trying to square up at the last girls' trip, exactly 1 year ago, this girls' trip. So I don't know why it's so hard for them to understand why Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly are not going to see things the same way. It's wrong. Dear Yvette says, right, Miss Quad needs another storyline. She's messy. And you see how low she's laying, dear Yvette? At one point, Dr. Jackie was using her lemon squeeze voice. I want y'all get together, please. She tells Simone, you can listen to her. Just listen to her. And then separately, she tells Heavenly, you're bigger than that. You can go in there and do that. I have no indication that Dr. Heavenly is bigger than that, because she's clearly lying about what happened. Dr. Contessa made a good point last week. She said, can anybody admit in the heat of the moment, you will see things differently? Y'all, I had this situation happen to me recently. I had a person call me I hadn't talked to in close to 6 months. Girls trip type situation, remembers the situation totally different than the way I remember it. And y'all, this person would pass a lie detector test on what she believes happened. I remove myself from that. That's dangerous. If you believe to the point, the only thing we agree on is the location and the outcome. After that, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. And then some things about my character and personality, I don't allow. And then admit to me that you lied on me to someone, or said, you implied, and you didn't say what I said, you said I implied. So that's what's going on here with Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly. But for them, they have it on camera. In real life, you don't have that stuff on camera. So it's just safer to not be around people that are willing to do that. Dr. Heavenly's willing to do that. It's on camera and she still sees it a different way. Simone was aggressive. Simone was hostile. Simone said, get your MF and hands off me. And Simone, she could be aggressive. That loud voice is aggressive. Busting eardrums, that's aggressive. When we're just speaking regular tones and you're yelling, that's aggressive. Pointing, that's aggressive. Cursing, that's hostile. But she didn't say MFing or none of that. So Dr. Heavenly's wrong. We get Dr. Heavenly out at the pool, fake crying with no tears. Everybody want me to think she going through, I'm going through. All the ladies start surrounding her. Quad was right there. Here come Toya of all people. Dr. Heavenly's got tears. Now, Toya, this is not a space for you to come and are you mocking Dr. Heavenly on her tears? Because she is human. She can have tears. Now, some of the cry face at different points, I didn't see tears. I think she was having a sincere moment. So we get to a point where Toya was still asking something, and I'm not sure if this is the same scene, but Dr. Mimi literally said to Toya, I don't want you to object. And Toya's like, you can't tell me whether or not to interject. Toya was making pretty good points, but because we have to consider the messenger and how messy Toya is, her points aren't really landing. And she's always intervening on the behalf of Dr. Simone, which is also suspicious. That's why I don't like the whole team thing. I wish they could see right and wrong, because there is a right and wrong here, and then shades of gray. And let me see what. Yeah, we were talking about Quad. We were talking about Mimi and storyline. David says right. Yes, remove yourself and stay away from danger by by Mystical. That in and of itself, that's a word. Danger. He said it. He's still locked up. Mystical. He's in the pit, I think. So they are having this private argument. They're in the pool. Y'all, this area, the one thing I hate about the girls' trip, this was a peaceful girls' trip until Storm Heavenly blew in. And I know Toya ended the episode on that little funny scene where they give her the whole weather girl thing. And she said, Dr. Heavenly is approaching. It's a category 4. It's going up to a 5. Shelter in place. So Dr. Heavenly did blow in with this because she came in, she didn't speak. Simone was already kind of provoked because of that. And then you got Quad pretending that, well, I had to call if she's lying on her. She's not lying on her, Quad. You were there. And then Quad had the second argument of the night with Dr. Simone. So she's biased anyway. I just don't like this. Now, let's see. Angel was seated near Dr. Heavenly. So I guess that's her team. Remember, they had the meeting at Angel's house. Dr. Heavenly was shading the stuffing out of Angel then about how far she lived and all this kind of stuff. So this is too much. In the end, I'm thinking that these have now, they started out as real friends. This was one of my favorite franchises because of that. Married to Medicine women were real friends. Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie have been close since Dr. Simone got out of medical school. They study together. They when they get ready to renew licenses, they go away and they do their different tests together and have the lunches, of course, the infamous part of all of the seasons. Until that time, they kind of broke up. But Dr. Heavenly has been a thorn in this friendship side to me. And then also when she said, Buffy, you are infertile. And Dr. Simone couldn't stand with Jackie on that because as her fellow OBGYN, Dr. Jackie was wrong. But Dr. Jackie acts like she's afraid of Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, Cece was in here last week. Out of school today. Cece was in here last week. She's one of the moderators, one of my friends. And she was pointing out the fact that, did Dr. Heavenly ever take that damaging statement down that Dr. Jackie made? I don't know. But Dr. Heavenly left it up there a long time on the YouTube channel. When she told Black women, you're calling out of work, you want to get written out of work, you're seeing a doctor 25 times during the course of the pregnancy, knowing what the mortality rate for during maternal deaths of Black women, knowing that, for her to be that damaging. And Dr. Heavenly to leave it up, even though in real time she said, not me, she didn't agree. Welcome in, Mama Bees, Grand Rising. Sorry I'm late. You're always on time, even if you're late, Mama Bees. This is one of our moderators, one of the A1 day ones, and I appreciate you. I really do. Dear Yvette saying, yes, Heavenly is crazy. We are still on the second day of the girls' trip, Mama Bees, down in Miramar, Florida, which actually was peaceful. Before Dr. Heavenly, or category 4, now turned into 5, Dr. Heavenly blew in. So what I don't like, I do see Heavenly's side of it when Simone starts yelling and gesturing. But she left out the whole part where she was provoking Simone. First with the picture, she shouldn't have had her arm off her. She shouldn't have lied about the way Simone swiped it off. She shouldn't accuse Dr. Simone of cursing her out, which she didn't. And then when Heavenly stomped away, she didn't act like she was upset. She was doing a chant move, like da-da-da-da, like she won something, because she knew that Simone and Toya came in to confront her and to make her look badly. She had already been warned by Dr. Mimi, and Dr. Damon let her know, like, you know what they're gonna do. And buddy, I don't want you to get drawn in. But Dr. Heavenly, the thing that scares me about this lady, she can't control herself. So there is, Davette put it plainly, said Dr. Heavenly is, yes, Heavenly's crazy. She, to see things a different way. And I think Dr. Heavenly would pass a lie detector test. So finally, while they're all out there, Dr. Jackie's doing the between twerking on the fence type thing between the two of them and wanting them to talk to each other. We get a confessional from Dr. Heavenly saying, I can admit when I'm wrong. So I don't know when production put this in. Is she saying now that she is wrong about the whole taking the picture, whether or not she was cursed out, whether she felt threatened or afraid to be around Dr. Simone? Because I want to know what has changed. We know she stayed behind for Damon's birthday, or so she said. But initially, she was telling people she was afraid to be around Simone. Then we get speculation from Dr. Mimi. Is she just afraid to be around Simone because of the reaction Simone's able to provoke? So I don't know. I did get some truths from Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly did tell the group, I am serious about my political run, and I am upset that Toya and Simone, Toya was taking notes when Simone approached her, and Simone was in Dr. Heavenly's face as soon as she got to Angel's event. I didn't like Toya or Dr. Simone doing that at Angel's event. Angel had nothing to do with what they had going on. So that was wrong. So Dr. Heavenly, maybe she's admitting she's wrong about that because she provoked a little bit, but Toya and Dr. Simone did start at that event. The whole thing is crazy. Thank you so much, dear Yvette. Sandra, I love your recap. Thank you. I appreciate any positive feedback I get. Some people feel I'll be going off on a tangent. I delete those comments and keep moving because if I remember something, dear Yvette, I have to bring it up. And then if someone puts something in the chat and I want to engage with it, I feel like I should. And I love when people in the chat engage. So Dr. Jackie, I don't know where you stand. I think you are the man in the woman in the middle, the doctor in the middle. And I can't say I like it. Not that she should have more loyalty to one over the other, even though for me, that would be Dr. Simone because she has known her longer. And Dr. Heavenly to me is an alliance and a TV friend. Because a friend of mine would never leave something damaging up, I said, on a public platform like a YouTube channel with all those followers and know I'm getting dragged to and fro, even on my job at the reunion. And I'm at risk and I'm apologizing with no tears and still leave it up. So I don't understand that. So Heavenly alternates between real crying and fake crying. Dr. Mimi is kind of putting in a lot, of course, always on Dr. Heavenly's side. Angel is now, Angel was sitting near Dr. Heavenly, so she's still on that team as well. Y'all, this was just too much. And the one thing I also did not like, when she blew in and they let Dr. Contessa know, your friend is here, the one in orange, it's not okay. Dr. Contessa was like, well, you're going to stay here. Heavenly's like, I'll be here till Thursday. Now, Dr. Heavenly, you said you were not coming. And Contessa was like, well, there's a room with multiple beds. That's Brandy and Angel's room. They had a little conflict kind of about the energy in the room, the space that they had to deal with. So I thought Dr. Heavenly just made things really hard. Davette's laughing. So Dr. Heavenly really changed the whole course of the trip, y'all. She really did. I got to turn my camera off for a minute. We turn the heat up in here because it is still really cold today. It's in the 20s. It's in the 20s, but I think it's supposed to get into the 40s, and then that means that the snow will melt some. I can get my car in and out of the driveway now, but I won't have to go anywhere unless I may get to drop my company off somewhere. I'll be willing to drive for that. So that was pretty much the end of the episode. I know Dr. Mimi had some choice comments on Toya, which was real. She said during one of her confessionals, she said, Toya keeps interjecting. I don't know if Toya wants resolution with this. Does Toya like chaos because she lives in chaos? So Dr. Mimi, I agree with you on that. But y'all, there was a Pop the Balloon game. I guess it's based on Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So Pop the Balloon or Find Love or Pop the Balloon friendship game. They had to pop each other's balloons. because when this was going on with Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly, it got so heavy that Contessa was like, okay, we're going to play these games. And Toya even did a confessional kind of making fun. I love Contessa. She said, Dr. Contessa said, I don't know what y'all got going on, but we're going to play these games. It did change the mood. Dr. Heavenly had gone upstairs to change because they were going to do like a whole pajama jammy jam. Dr. Heavenly was the only one that made it upstairs. Dr. Simone was like, I can't do this. And I knew if she went up, she wasn't coming back down. So I guess Contessa arm wrestled her or held her or something, but they were still in their dinner clothes. And the game, Contessa comes out of her room with like 40 balloons. Somebody said, does she have a air machine in her room? Dr. Contessa is like a Jill of all trades. She does everything. So they all were holding like 5 balloons. And they had questions like, which friend is the one to ride the middle? That would be Jackie. Which friend is the one to see fault in everybody else, not herself? That would be Toya. None of the ladies got mad, and everybody was able to see for different things. Y'all, Dr. Mimi was like, her thing was, which friend is the one to kind of diagnose all their other friends and not do it to herself? They all clocked Dr. Mimi, and this is only her 2nd season. I told y'all, if you had a therapist friend like Dr. Mimi, this is just allegedly, these are all opinions. I don't know how safe it is for someone with all that training to use it on you in friendship situations. How do y'all feel about Dr. Mimi doing that? Because she's clocking Toya 100%. It's true, but she is professionally trained and licensed. So should you be seeing what you see in your friend, and rather than bringing it to them personally or coworker, bringing it to them personally, you putting it on TV, saying what you want to say. She did the same thing to Sweet Tea. She psychoanalyzed Sweet Tea and had it all on TV. I don't really love that about Dr. Mimi. I go back and forth on her. I didn't care for her at all last season. I liked her a little bit with what she's sharing. Now thinking about the pop the balloon game and what all of the other ladies see in her, I don't love. And Quadria, I see how you lay low after you enticed Heavenly down there and then started all this mess. You usually Quad is front and center, but honey, you couldn't really hear from Quad. Quad wasn't saying anything. She wasn't speaking in her MLK preaching voice. Do y'all see the extra King has put under there? I got away from that situation. So he's no longer with Quad. So the people that actually saw it all through the episodes, some as early as his 1st season, it's true. They're no longer together. And Mama Bees was laughing. So y'all, this was a pretty good episode, but I have to give it like an 8. Because, I mean, the conflict wasn't bad. I do love the fact that they're still on the girls' trip, but not much happened. The only thing that elevates it is that they're not in Atlanta. You know what? I'm going to take another point off. I'm going to give it a 7. The chef's hands, did y'all see cuts and stuff on his hand? And then that man tossing the salad with his hands and then handling the wings and stuff? I couldn't do that. Let me see. So I think I got everything. The teams, we do see the teams. You don't care for Dr. Mimi? Yeah, I think she's not showing up the way she thinks she's showing up. I'll say that. Because she's trying to me, regulate over the new girls. She's 5 minutes in. She's on her 2nd season, and she's trying to fly up in Brandy's face and tell her whose team to be on. So I don't like that. I do appreciate her sharing more of her home life, because her and Steve's 1st season, we didn't see anything other than the hot young couple, former NFL player. He's Louie down, and she's little Whitley Gilbert and running down after Sweet Tea. Don't let him get between your covenant. And then over here, she's acting like Sweet Tea's going crazy. And you know Quad has provoked the stuffing out of this woman. Now she got her whole storyline just sprinkled in Ghana. That's the only difference. That and the fact that King didn't want to have a baby with her all along. But y'all, that was it. I'm going to give the episode a 7. It had an 8, but Chef made me, when I thought about him more, and then his black sin, I should have ducked another point. You don't believe they were really together, Mama Bees? I saw the chemistry 1st season, and I kind of believed it now. I thought she was putting on a little bit. When she made a King speech at Dr. Greg. I didn't want a baby, now I do. He's my king when I found my king to be. Y'all know how Quad do. She was talking crazy. She was drunk as a skunk, turned around. Ain't nothing going on over there. Quad she talked terribly to Sweet Tea, to me. I didn't like how they treated Sweet Tea. And I don't love Sweet Tea, but I didn't like how they handled her at all, particularly how she got on the show. Welcome in, CC, one of the moderators. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. Yvette's giving it a 7. Yeah, she's giving it a 7. So by the skin of Chef's teeth and his, I won't say unwashed hands, but there was some sores or something going on in them hands, allegedly. And in my opinion, or maybe there was a spot on my TV screen, I don't know, but I didn't like it. Everyone is speaking to each other. Team Replay, I want to thank you so much, Team Replay. Y'all, this review is only a half hour. Not much happened, but I appreciate the way they handled the conflict. At the end, they had their little pop the balloon game. Dr. Hadley, you don't blow in on somebody's trip after you declined to come. You said you weren't going. And then here you are, you blew in. Thank you, Cece. Cece's going to be Team Replay. The Somali Queen, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining during the live. She had a chance to speak to everyone. Good morning, Sandra, chat, mods, and you blowing kisses. I'm blowing kisses right back. I'm at the end of the review for Married to Medicine. And this was, let me give you the update. Season 12, episode 9, and it was called Unexpected Consequences. So mainly they were following Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone with Dr. Jackie, where she at in the middle, just like Moni in the middle. A trip. I haven't watched it yet. It's worth watching, but I do give it a 7. Come on, Somali Queen. We gave it a 7. Yvette did too. It's well worth watching. Sandra, will you recap Karen and Andy? Yes, I watched it. I didn't get my notes together yet, dear Yvette, but I'll go live sometime today. And you'll have at least an hour notice. You doing that now, Somali Queen? Yeah, you'll get at least an hour notice, and I will do that. It might be later this afternoon, or even tonight, but I'm veering toward later this afternoon. I really loved it. I thought Real Housewives of Potomac, Andy did a really good job with Karen, and I think Karen was very candid. I appreciate her sharing that with us, because I don't, fresh out of jail, I'm trying to get home and, like she said, get that jail off me. I don't know that I can sit down and do all of this. But everybody, thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra during my live. Somebody is here out of school. Just say quick. All right, get out. Bye. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody.
I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you? That I don't think that he's good. That I